Well, I'm wondering if Uncanny X-Men is even selling at this point, because between Gail Simone and editor Tom Brevoort, it looks like they are trying to court controversy intentionally. And it's just telling me they don't care anymore. It's very interesting right here. So Gail Simone's coming back to the feminist sort of thing that in storytelling, women are somehow mistreated or whatnot. And if you don't know how she got famous, with her Women in Refrigerators website, we're going to go over all of it back to the lore, because it's a pretty wild ride for what got her attention in media and the like. And this is kind of what she does, is kind of court this kind of controversy, throw shade at other people just very subtly right here. And it's pretty interesting that she's going back to this on X today, right after Tom Brevoort just put out a weird blog just saying that Exceptional X-Men is slow-paced intentionally. That's why people don't like it. Like, he knows he's making books with the X-Men line that are not good and not what people want. We've already had 3 of them canceled, and it just rebooted with all new number 1s for the whole line last year. Wild stuff. And so we're probably going to see another reboot with all new number 1s again very quickly. They're coming more and more often at Marvel Comics, and that's just because they're not telling the superhero stories that people want. They're focusing on DEI, on feminism, on just these things that just don't work for a superhero comic book, and that's why they're having a lot of problems. And that's why we are doing things differently around here, my friends. So please hit the like and subscribe button. If you wanted something different, if you wanted a new culture from Comics Matter with your boy Zach, this is the place to be. We are doing what he failed to do in this entire thing. And I'm coming out with a lot of cool graphic novels, a lot of cool books right now, guys. We just had a new novel drop last week. It's sold better than anything else in my history. Really appreciate you guys for having a great launch on this. But the best deal in all of comics is signing up for my newsletter. You get 3 free books, a $50 value, just for signing up. And that way you can start reading. There's nothing there. It's all free. And you get to connect with me, so when I get these next great projects, I can show you what's going on. We have 9 full graphic novels in development this year. Some really, really awesome ones you're going to love. Some X-Men fans are going to love my new superhero team that I'm actually developing right now. The gorgeous art. I mean, this is the best stuff I've ever done in my career, and I'm very, very happy to get you on board right now. So sign up. Don't miss this, guys. Get in the description below. We're going to be building everything that your boy Zach promised and couldn't, because, he just didn't have the work ethic, is what it comes down to, I think. But we do. We come out with the graphic novels, 2 or 3 times a year. We're very regular about it, and that's why the readers are happy over here. Thank you for finding us. Thank you for being here, my friends. I also have a web store in the description below. If you want to peruse my books that are already out and support our channel, you can grab that as well. And thank you, everybody who does so. It's great. And, of course, we have some merch. If you want to get that as well, there's the web store link. And look at all these awesome books. We've even got digital versions because we're modern. That's another thing I never understood why your boy Zach didn't give digital versions of his graphic novels out there. Like, I got a lot of fans in Europe and things like that, and shipping's really expensive. This helps you guys out, I figure, just so you can read. And that's what we want as readers, right? You'd think. Oh, well, another story. So here's what Gail Simone's doing. Obviously, she doesn't care about readers, and neither does Marvel Comics. So she's courting controversy again. And she says that many comic writers killed off their superhero girlfriends because they had just gone through a breakup or divorce. So she's saying that these writers were mad at their former partners and the like, and because of that, they got mad and decided to kill female characters in comic books. Very, very wild. Now, as I said, she just started on Uncanny X-Men. Look what she did to Nightcrawler last year. I like the furry community you see. Their parties are magnificent. That's very sad, but that's where things have gone these days. Now, Gail Simone is known as a feminist. She's a troll on social media. She's very good at trolling, and she courts controversy and grows her following through these postings. Has been very effective at it. She's very good at it, and that's just kind of like her brand there. She gained much of her notoriety in 1999 by coining the term fridging for her Women in Refrigerators as a literary trope in fiction where female characters face more harm than their male counterparts, is what she says. She created this website called Women in Refrigerators, which had over 100 examples of different comic books, girlfriends who were killed and the like because of this. Now, it's ridiculous. This is the one that she talks about. This comes from Green Lantern, which was written by Ron Marz in the 1990s. He goes, "Alex, are you here? At least she left a note." And then the bad guy says, "Surprise for you in the fridge." And there's her body in the fridge, and he freaks out and goes, no, and that's it. Now, there's an explanation for why this happens to more female characters than it does male characters. Very simple. Ron Marz, who is the writer, said at the time the real difference is the less male-female than the main character supporting character, right? And so if you look at it, you have a male superhero, and almost all the characters in comics, at least the ones that people actually read, are male superheroes. So what happens is, to give them drama, their supporting characters get attacked, and there's problems with the supporting characters. You don't just see this in comics with the girlfriends and the like. You see it with their friends. Obviously, the most famous example is Peter Parker with Uncle Ben gets killed. That drives him. That drives the whole character, and that's why he's there, right? And same with a lot of other characters. You always see Jimmy Olsen getting kidnapped in Superman or whatnot, or and Robin got killed in Batman, right? These things happen. And so he says in most cases, main characters, title characters who support their own book are male, correct? And supporting characters are the one who suffer the more permanent and shattering tragedies. A lot of supporting characters are females. And so in this specific instance, he says, I created her, the character who died, with the intention of having her hands be murdered at the hands of Major Force. I took a lot of care in building her as a character because I wanted her to be liked and the death to mean something to the readers. I wanted the readers to be horrified at the crime and to emphasize Kyle's loss. Her death was meant to bring a brutal realization that Kyle, being the Green Lantern, wasn't fun and games. It was that meant to sever his links with his old life, paving the way for his move to New York, and ultimately I wanted her death to be memorable and illustrate how truly heinous Major Force was, thus the fridge. And this is pretty interesting right here. So if you see this, obviously, Ron Marz is a competent writer, and he knows what he's doing, and he set this up intentionally, and it was all about being a supporting character. It had nothing to do with feminism, and had nothing to do with misogyny or any of this, but Gail Simone decided to make it a cause, and that's how she grew her following, and that's what led to her getting Uncanny X-Men eventually, right? Because she grew that following based on this stuff, making herself a political cause rather than anything else on that level. And then Marvel, of course, wanted to go in on that political cause to push the feminist agenda, to push this kind of thing, and that's what's been happening over the years. And so she's doubling down on it this morning on X, and here she goes. She's talking about this. She says, I think it's an interesting topic. If writers write certain characters as assholes for years, is it surprising that readers start to loathe those characters? I feel like this is the case with Xavier, Reed, a lot of authority and father figures in particular. And this is very, very true because this has been modern culture in general. And it's been the same sort of thing. What Gail's not noticing here is the feminism, the like calls about misogyny and all that. All of it is about an anti-man agenda. And so when you have these authority figures, these father figure characters in different comic books and actually different mediums, it's not just that. In movies and TV, if you watch, the fathers are treated terribly. They're treated like complete assholes, or they're like complete idiots. Of course, Married with Children was one of the original examples of this, or The Simpsons back in the 90s, when it was an edgy thing to do to show the father to be this stupid idiot. And of course, that became the trope that became in everything. You want to talk about a trope that like really persists. It's really not the fridging or women in refrigerators. It's fathers as assholes or idiots that is the worst trope, and it's misandry. And that actually is happening at a big cultural level, and it's because of the people like Simone here who are trying to push this kind of thing all over. Now, she seems to just notice it without even self-reflecting or any of this stuff right here. Pretty funny. Now, a reader actually commented on it, saying too many writers are projecting daddy issues onto their characters. Absolutely. But this is what's happening here, and she actually ties this back into her refrigerator thing. She says, I wonder about this sometimes. Like, the big secret of women in refrigerators is how many of the writers of those stories had just gone through a breakup or divorce. It was a lot. Some even confessed that was part of the reason for their stories. Now, that's not what Ron Marz was saying about that story right there, but clearly the information is about that because, look, that's the title of it, the women in refrigerators thing. And it's just about supporting characters all the way around. They attack the supporting characters so that the hero can have something to overcome. This is something that, again, is just part of standard storytelling. When you have a male protagonist, of course, having his girlfriend or his wife or whatever taken by the villain is going to be something that needs to be done to create a very compelling personal reason for the character to be more personally driven. It's called good storytelling. It has nothing to do with this kind of thing. But you can see how she immediately turns it into this feminist victim complex and actually changes her own topic, which was about the whole father situation, and changes it to the feminist situation immediately to try to get those like sympathy points and get that identity politics points going. So is this what's happening with Uncanny X-Men right now? Well, I actually think most of her run's been all right so far. It really hasn't pushed that too much. But actually the subtitles, the ones that she's not writing, the Exceptional X-Men, the NYX, they've all pushed this kind of agenda, and it's ruined the line, and that's why a lot of it is failing at Marvel Comics right now. Please leave a comment down below. What do you guys think about this? I think this is a pretty interesting topic. Love to hear from you. Hit the like and subscribe button. Do check out my comics on my web store in the description below, and sign up for my newsletter. This is so crucial, guys, because you never know if I'm going to lose you. The YouTube algorithm works in mysterious ways. Sometimes you might, like this video, see it, and never see my feed again. This way I don't lose you because you can always find me, and I appreciate you guys for being there. Check out the books. This is where it's at. Independent comics is the future because Marvel Comics will never develop the characters at this point. They are just placeholders for movie IPs. They don't care about the readers anymore. We do. I listen to reader feedback all the time. I appreciate you guys. Sign up here in the description below. We'll be back soon.